Some of you don't like Asian men, and some of you don't know that. There are a lot of people that talk about having a hard time finding a serious relationship in Korea. That has never been me.
I can't turn my head off.
South Korea in my 5 minutes to get ready for the gym. Let me tell you the mistakes I made in my 5-year-long failed relationship. I wish someone would have told me about, and I hope you don't make. This could apply to any girl dating in general, more specifically if you're living and dating abroad. I'm actually so happy for this failed relationship because now things I've learned have made me so much better, and so I'm happy that I can bring this version of me to someone that actually deserves it. Lesson number 1, when you first get to another country, date everybody. I will not hear this advice from anybody. Everyone tells you what to be careful of and don't put yourself out there. No, you need to know what you like, what your preference is. Some of you need to experience those red flags yourself. You all have that one friend you're tired of talking to that needs to know the pot is hot. If that is you, touch the damn pot, because I am so good at screening out red flags right now. If you're new and you want my list of what I think is red flags, like, I can give it to you. When you're dating here, everybody complains about guys who want to experiment, and you're going to be an experiment for a lot of people because you don't know how to pick out guys that are experimenting. Why? Because you're also experimenting. When I first moved to Korea, I knew zero Korean. Right now, at this point, I can't handle a relationship that's completely in Korean with zero English. As many of you know, I had to live with my ex's family for a certain period of time. So me personally, Koreans are very culturally selfish, I feel. So you end up having to carry a lot of the culture burden. If you're not willing to carry any of the language burden, I'm carrying both language and culture, I'm not doing it. But you have to go through the rubble. You have to experiment. You are going to be someone's experiment, and I think it's okay because the reality is, some of you don't like Korean men. There's nothing wrong with it. You just don't know until you jump into the pot. And some of you need to jump into the pot, experiment, and realize what kind of person you're looking for here, because it's just very different. And your standard is going to be very different here. And you have to figure that out. You also have to find yourself here. You have to go through an identity crisis as yourself, as a foreigner, and as a person living alone. The next thing is, don't jump into a serious relationship with the first few people that you meet. There are a lot of people that talk about having a hard time finding a serious relationship in Korea. That has never been me. Even as a person of color, I've just never had a hard time finding a guy who wants to be serious here. I jumped right into the first serious relationship, and I did not leave me room to play and experiment. Next thing I knew, I was receiving a proposal and I was with his family. Like, it just progressed really fast, and I gave away a lot of my youth and my playtime. You need that playtime. That's what I feel. The next thing is, tend to change our standards. I feel like when we're living abroad, I feel like you have to evaluate this person. If he was living in your country, it's hard because you have to consider culture. If you compare the standard, would you date this person back home? If the answer is no, don't do it. Again, the standard is very different here. Like, for example, it's very normal to live at home as a grown-ass man, like 30 in South Korea. Like, you're gonna find that everywhere, unless they're from outside of the city. Thing is, this was not my personal case, but I've seen it so many times. The Korean culture is very, very conservative. It's much better right now, but some of these men wait 3 or 4 years into a relationship to decide they want to be a good son, or they can't pursue a serious marriage with you. You guys know that was not my case, but you need to check these things from earlier on once things are starting to get serious, and see them take the steps to make sure that this is serious. Anyways, if this video was helpful, or you disagree or agree with anything, put it down below, like and comment, and let me know if you want to hear it anymore, because I have a bunch.